Hello, or good morning, or I don't even know what time of the day it is yet. We are headed out to go give some peas to some little ducklings. Thank you. You make it through, buddy? This guy always, ooh, hey, it's too dark. There we go. You always want to come. Yeah. Getting these ducklings to enjoy some peas. They did? Oh. They, or ducks in general, love peas. So we started doing this. They're very, okay. They started doing this, or we started doing this a little bit ago. And the golden hybrids.
We started to do it when our duck was sick, our last duck.
Yeah, but I'm talking about with these guys.
Yes.
The ducks have realized that when we set a plate down, they usually want it. The chicks don't usually, we put water on them just to help them thaw out. They're just frozen peas. The chicks don't usually like the peas, but they will go after the water. But we're always making sure that our little guys get them. Some of the chocolate runners are pretty small, so it's just a fun treat to give them. And they're really good for ducks too because they have niacin in them, so they need that for their legs. How are you sweeping the hay up? With a squeegee? Good job. What's up, little one? Her tummy is getting so big. Hi. So the other day when I was doing an update on our bunnies, I actually also did an update on some of the garden, but the video got too long. And then I just got interrupted because of life things, and then I had to deal with the sheep because they kept I just decided I would do it again. And it was just too much. So today is a chilly, 50s, low, actually no, I don't even think it has gotten to 50 yet. So upper 40s, kind of overcast, it was rainy. So I thought I would give you a very early version of a few different areas that hopefully you find super encouraging, especially if you have done nothing yet with your gardens. So let me show you this first. Okay, so this is just the front bed. All of this bed was here, and I actually really like it. All of the daffodils were here, which is just lovely. I do feel like there's more this year, but I didn't plant any, so I don't think there are. And I have been so last year I put in a lot of herbs up here, and I put a lot of perennials up here. I invested a little bit more in plants last year than what I will do this year, because I'm envisioning this as being very whimsical, very cottage-esque. We'll see if that happens or not. So there's so much in here. There's black-eyed Susans, there's foxglove, which we have to keep away from our sheep. There's obviously the daffodils. There are some tulips if they do okay. There is some raspberries, lamb's ear, hollyhocks. There is bicolor Bedelia, I believe is what it's called, butterfly bush. I know I'm saying that wrong. Buddleia. I don't know. I don't know how to say all of the correct Latin terms of the plants. I have more sedum up here. This corner we did a lot of wildflowers just by seed last year, so I'll be curious to see if any of them come back. Most of them would not be considered perennials. Oh goodness, what else did we do? We did geranium, we did magenta dianthus. We did, I don't know, so many different kinds. I try to keep my tags. Oh, that's just rosemary. Poppies are right there. So we did lots of different types to try to get them established, so then hopefully as the years go on and they mature, that they will just start to grow together in good ways, just making it very full and beautiful. I love growing herbs with my flowers for pollinator purposes. I love growing them with my flowers because they're beautiful. I love growing them with my flowers because when you walk through, you can really smell just all of the herbs. I love, love, love herbs. I cook with them, I bake with them, and I do anything possible with them. And because last year we only had our raised beds, it was a place for me to slide in more herbs. And I've shared this before in this space, where we came from and we lived for 11 years. I gardened occasionally with my mother-in-law out in the country, and they had a decent sized garden. But the majority of what I did was either in pots, or I would put herbs in our landscaping anywhere and everywhere that I possibly could. And that was how I got started with gardening. My mom is an incredible gardener when it comes to perennials and different things like that. So she really helped me get things established there. Now I didn't do it the whole time, but especially the last, 6 or 7 years before we moved here, I was just starting to make some progress there. So why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that if you have a small space, put them in your landscaping. If you have pots, put them there. I know I've shared that when we were working in, oh my goodness, look at this. When we were working in the greenhouse, but hold on a minute. This is his favorite spot. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Hey. Hi. My point is, you do not have to have a massive space to begin gardening. You do not have to have a massive space for it to be beautiful. You do not have to have a massive space to grow food. We did not start growing food because of the last couple years in our world, COVID. We had been doing it for years, and I've been saving whatever I could. I mean, by no means was our family even close to being self-sufficient. And I don't even know if that's always our goal. Maybe if it happens, great. But I love growing food because it's delicious. I love growing food because it's beautiful. I love growing food because when you grow your own food, you have so many more options. Now, I will say in the last 2 years, one thing that has never, that just continues to happen is food costs continue to rise. A lot. Like a lot. And when you have a big family like ours, you feel that greatly. Your budget feels it greatly. But to be honest, this might be a little bit crooked. Let's see if we can fix that. I don't know. You're gonna fall over. We might just have to go crooked here. Okay. But to be honest, I'm not worried. I don't have this deep fear because now, over the last probably decade of my life, I've spent a lot of time learning how to garden and how to garden well. You took your hat off, you little stinker. So I know that we have the capabilities of growing so much. And while we have a big space now, just so you know, our ground is nowhere where we're going to put our big garden this year. It's nowhere near ready. We won't be ready for a solid month, I would say. My goal, I can show you later where it's going to be. My goal is to do a no-till in the upcoming years, but that's not even possible this year for us because it's so, it's just been run by horses for so long that it's just been trampled on. I'm excited because hopefully the manure will be good, but that has been in the ground for years and years and years. But I have no idea how things will grow there. I don't. But that's okay because it's all part of this process of learning. It's all part of just trying to figure things out. Okay, so why am I telling you this? I got a message just the other day over on either Facebook or Instagram. I don't remember where. Someone sent me a picture of seeds that they had just started. And her comment was, I know it's late, but better late than never, essentially. That's not verbatim. I don't remember exactly what she said. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. I'm so happy to see that you're starting them because you're starting them. You're going to pull that over on us, aren't you? Yes, you stinker. And that's the whole point. Just try it. Just start the seeds. And the bottom line is, yeah, I mean, I started some seeds a couple months ago, but goodness gracious, we're still a month away from getting things in the ground. So if you start seeds tomorrow, you still have, in our garden zone, we're garden zone 5B-ish. In our garden zone, I caught you. Don't worry, it's okay. You will still gain yourself a month before things need to go into the ground, a month, which means that you will get your harvest a month earlier. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's fantastic. So it's not too late. Start some seeds. Even if you're only going to be having pots this year, even if you only have a raised bed or a few raised beds, even if you're putting it in your landscaping. So let me tell you what I had to do the other day. My cabbages have been more than ready to get into the ground. They needed to be in the ground a while ago. Not a while ago. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. But you guys, since our ground is not ready, guess where I put them? Yes, I see weeds. I put them in my landscaping all by my sedum. Like, we're just gonna get them in. We're gonna get them in. I have some over here in this bed. This is the new bed that Jason made. The blocks are on it because just of how the wood came. They were bowing just a bit. So just putting weight on it for a couple weeks to get them bowing downward. Anyway, so this is cabbage, but I had and you know what? I still have more cabbage starts. I just don't have room for right now. But I filled this bed up. I put some here. And you know what? I even put some where I have flower, or where flowers will be, up by our makeshift patio area for right now. Why? Because I need them to go in. Why? Because it's a space. Why? Because I started the seeds, so why not? I guess my point is, gardening and even starting from seed does not have to feel daunting. You can do it. You can do it in a small space. You can do it in a big space. The whole point is that you just do it. So I hope that that is encouraging to you. And now I want to show you one other spot. So we're inside the greenhouse now. And what I wanted to show you about the greenhouse is you can't see it as much today. And the reason you can't see it today is because the sun is not fiercely out like it usually is. So if you haven't seen any of the videos about our greenhouse, let me try to find a place to set this down. The greenhouse this year is kind of makeshift, nothing special. It's not really a greenhouse. It is just a spot that we had when we bought this house. There's a link that talks about the greenhouse and how we set it up this year down below. I will make sure it's down below so you can see what I'm talking about. But this is basically a 3 seasons sunroom that isn't in the best of shape. That, you know, the concrete is cracked. This is the room where we found lots of cockroaches when we moved in. And when I say lots, I mean lots. And anyway, so I just turned it into a greenhouse. Now, it has been doing fantastic until about a week ago. And what happened a week ago, and it still is working. So I want to encourage you, like, if you don't have this crazy space, it's okay. A lot of things can work. But all of my light has changed. And I knew that was coming. I remember last year seeing that the light does change, but I thought I had a little bit more time. So let me show you what that means in this space, especially if you're seed starting just by a window. Let me show you some of the things that you can do to make sure that it still happens successfully. So these are my windows. The direction of these windows is south. They're long windows, which is super helpful. But I've learned a lot, and I definitely made some mistakes in here this year. If I was not rotating my plants, meaning like taking this tray right here and then completely flipping it around, everything would be leggy. These are my tomatoes. They're doing great. They're doing really good, but I have to protect from leggy seedlings a lot. So I'm constantly, again, if you watched another video, or maybe it was actually on Instagram, I don't recall, but I'm always touching the plants, brushing them to try to stimulate root growth. Same with my tomatoes, my snapdragons, everything, all of my herbs. You can see the cilantro is starting right here, is starting to reach just a bit. So I will flip-flop this one around, and I also come in and just do that. Herbs are super forgiving, so that's okay. My hollyhocks, these guys are doing incredible. They will absolutely be ready to go out as soon as possible. We're just getting past a couple more freezing temperatures at night. So now what's happening though is we do not get a ton of direct sunlight in here. It's very, very diffused, which means the legginess, especially this time of year, can become more of an issue. These cloudy days, these are amazing for my plants. I don't mind them at all in here. And we're making that part work. But like I said, I'm rotating them. And then on the days where the sun is out and I'm at least in the 60s range, I have started I bring 2 tables out and I have a little ledge and I'll just bring everything outside. That helps as well. And we're a little bit protected down here, so the wind isn't so bad. But what it means moving forward is, well, I'm not exactly sure. If we wanted to expand and start any more seeds, not sure how that would work in here. I could probably bring in 1 more table. But if you see this shelving back here, see that shelving? I thought I could bring that forward a little bit or leave it where it is and put seedlings there. I can't. It definitely can't be back there. And I did try. I have some of my house plants there right now because they needed just a little additional indirect light, but it would not work well for seedlings. So it has my mind going. I am incredibly happy with the production that has already come out of here, that is already in the ground. So my brassicas, I'm doing a test round of Brussels sprouts. 1, I've never grown Brussels sprouts in my life, but I like them a lot. I really enjoy eating them. But 2, I'm doing them in the spring. And I'm doing them in the spring because we are considered a cold climate with how cold our temperatures dip in the wintertime. So I'm super curious to see if I can get any harvest from them. On the seed packages, they tell me not to. But you know, that's just a suggestion. So what that means moving forward is I'm not exactly sure. But this works. It does work. It's just gotten a little bit trickier and I am still a solid 2 to 4 weeks away from getting anything in the ground. Well, that's provided my garden bed is ready. I'm patiently waiting on that. Between weather and actually, I'll go take you out there. So I'm saying this to encourage you. You can do this. You can do this with window light. I am doing a very large amount of seed starts in a space that wasn't designed for it. And I have had to make some shifts. I definitely have. I've had to rotate plants way more than what I thought. I had to bring we've had a few warm days. I brought everything outside like I had mentioned. And I'm definitely having to keep air movement in here to also stimulate. The whole thing is you want strong roots so that when it's time to go transplant, everything's going to be okay, Lord willing. So it's definitely taken a bit more work, I think, but it has me so excited for getting things in the ground. So the dahlias, look at these guys. They're doing amazing. Yarrow, yeah, we planted that way too close together. However, I will tell you, they actually seem super, super happy. This is, oh, a cat got in here. Straw flowers doing great. Celery, weirdness happened with celery for me this year, but all of a sudden it's taking off. I don't understand it, but that's okay. More straw flowers. Those are starting to get a bit crowded. We need to bring some water in here in just a bit. Oops, we're caught there. Sage is doing well. Marjoram, I am so excited. This is a viney plant. I'm really, really excited for this. This is absolutely my most favorite herb when it comes to aroma. It smells so good. Do you see the washer is still in here? So I did have to move some seedlings down here. We have chamomile and okra. My okra's not loving it. Well, it might help to have that in the frame. My okra's not loving it quite yet. It's coming. It needs some more heat. Definitely needs more heat. That's okay. Remember, anything that you start right now and anything that has any sort of growth, I'm making my grow season longer. So therefore it's a win. So normally okra wouldn't be growing yet. So it's okay if that's a little bit slow. Okay. Oh, here's another thing that we had to adapt. Close this door. It's too cold in there. my green stalks. My green stalks, I ended up putting my candy onions in this year because I had no more room in my beds. They're full. They are absolutely full of perennial herbs, of garlic, of every other onion that I could put in there, and a little bit of cabbage. So this one right here, my smaller short one, is full of onions. Those will work great, even if I only get green onions for them or from them. And then this one, there's a couple in here. The chamomile is doing really good. I did some chamomile and kale. Kale just got transplanted, and it looks like some birds are enjoying it. And let me show you the Brussels sprouts. Okay, here are the Brussels sprouts. So these little cage-like things, so to speak, they were left here for us, and I only had 4 or 5 of them. One of them's already come apart, but the chickens and the birds were loving my Brussels sprouts, so I covered what I could, and now that we removed our bird feeder from back here, it hasn't been near as much of an issue. The Brussels sprout is doing great. It's doing really, really good, and I'm very happy. I'm excited to see what will continue on there. And then the strawberries are spreading and doing wonderful. But let me tell you another mistake I made. So after I got, lest you think I know everything that I'm doing about gardening, hopefully you've picked up on that I don't. I am learning so much as we go. I wonder if we can find your hat, buddy. I'm learning so much as we go. I guess I've just gotten to the point in my life where I think about it, but I'm not near as afraid to make mistakes because I'm guaranteed nothing will grow. I'm guaranteed nothing will grow if I don't at least try. Or if I don't put it in the ground, rather. So let's try. So my mistake. After I got all my Brussels sprouts in next to my strawberries, so here was let me tell you my thought process of why I did that without researching it. It made common sense to me that Brussels sprouts grow high, strawberries stay low, they won't compete, we'll be good. After I got it all planted, I'm out of breath. Yes. After I got it all planted, I did my research. What does it say? Do not grow strawberries by Brussels sprouts. Oh well. Why? Because sometimes the strawberries can actually invade their space. Oh well, we'll try. I thought, wouldn't it be really cool if we get an incredible harvest of both, so I can say that was only a suggestion. Oh my goodness, you can see how my mind works. Okay, now let me show you. Hope for anybody who is planning on gardening, who wants to garden, but you're not near getting things in the ground yet. Let me show you where we're at. It's grass, guys. Okay, so let me explain the squares. Rectangle. I do know my shapes. The rectangle here and the rectangle there, that is going to be our large garden this year. I don't know how large it is. All of this still needs to be tilled. So this was a place that the horses spent a lot of time. And it's great because it's on a really slight decline. So I think that'll be great for water purposes. Hi, ladies. Hi. And they want to come out. But it has to be tilled up. So I'm hoping, praying that we can dry up enough this week that it will be done by the weekend. But I'm also not holding my breath because I see the forecast. Now, this large rectangle, this is going to be Willow's cut garden. They want me over there so bad. These sheep, we are their mom, or they think we are. So this will be the cut garden. And that's all we have. That's all we have. We have the outline and that's it. And I have so much hope. I have so much hope because I have a lot of seedlings that are ready to go in the ground in about a month. So we'll see. I say that to encourage you. Just do a little bit. I figure even if we get one of these sides ready and planted and growing well this year, that is so much more than last year. I have high hopes for more, and I think it will happen just fine. But yeah. Let me show you what else I want to do. You're dreaming with me right now. I'm sharing my dreams with you at least. So do you see those 2 posts right over there? Those 2. Those have wisteria growing up them. Wisteria is gorgeous. So that is the goal, that will be the entryway which will walk, or there will be a path walking all down here to the cut garden, to the vegetable garden. This middle part is going to be a walkway. At some point in place, and I don't know where yet, I would like to have a table. I would like to have chairs. I want us to sit here. I have a swing for that tree that is not up yet just because of the weather today. And I have a swing for that tree. So I'm hoping that means that the kids will enjoy it out here as well. They're getting used to fences, the sheep. They want to be free ranged. I know. Hi, lovelies. Hi, lovelies. Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hey, sweet girls. They will be, what you doing there, Louie? You're stuck. Figure it out, dude. They will all be, hopefully, just grazing together this year. The chickens, the ducks, the sheep, and the reason why is it all helps with pest pressure, in particular for the sheep, or parasite pressure as well. So this is their spot now. They will be rotationally grazed here and then over by all of those trees there as well. Just a little side note. Okay, so you got the dreaming me today. You got to hear some of my dreams as we continue to work to make this place beautiful again. It's this time of year, starting the seeds, literally, physically, in the greenhouse. It just reminds me how much hope we have and that beauty is worth it. I really, really believe that. Growing beautiful things, it does things to us. It does things to people. It draws people in. I want people to feel like they can come and visit and explore and be encouraged and inspired. Like, man, anybody can do this. If I can do this, I am not kidding. Anybody can do this. I don't believe in the whole green thumb, not green thumb theory. It's just you haven't learned it yet. I have killed so many things, so many plants. House plants, seedlings. We have made so many mistakes when it comes to that. But goodness, when you get it right, it's encouraging. So that's the update on the greenhouse, the makeshift greenhouse that is working. It's possible. I hope that encourages you. I'm not sure because I want to start to do things on a little bit more of a larger scale. I don't know if it will always work, but it's working now and it's working really well. We just have had to make some additional changes and shifts, and that's okay. It's all part of the learning process. I've learned more about leggy seedlings by having them and having to remedy it than I would have if I had no leggy seeds. That's a plus. So, plant the garden. You're going to keep hearing me say that. Plant the garden, plant the seeds, start the seeds. I promise you, even if you only have a few things that grow well, it will be so life-giving to what you're doing. Mama's needed. Okay, let me quickly show you the wisteria, then I have to run. This is the wisteria. I planted it just last year. These two posts were here. I want to keep these posts. I'm hoping we can keep them forever. I don't know if we'll be able to, but they're here now. And then Jason is going to build some sort of cross beams for me that the wisteria will continue to grow up on. The wisteria is looking very good. It's looking healthy. It's forming buds, which is great. I am so thrilled about this. I've never grown wisteria before. Do you realize that there's so many things that I'm showing you that I've never done before? Or, oh, that's windy. There's a lot of things that I did on a really small scale that I'm trying to now do on a large scale. Just these massive learning curves. It's okay. Let's learn together. So, anyway, that is the update. Thank you for walking along with me. Hopefully it's warmer where you are than what it is here today. I'm excited by the end of the week we're supposed to get up to 80. That's life-giving to me to even talk about that it's in our forecast. Like, subscribe. We love it when you do. And feel free to message me. Feel free to leave comments. I know we're new to this. I know that this is a tiny space that we have. But when you do, you give other people the chance to ask questions or comment or to share what you know. I know there's so many people that know, oh my goodness, so much more than I do. I would love to learn from you. So if you've grown any of those things, if you've gone against the seed packets, let me know. Did it work well? If you've grown wisteria, if you've planted things not on time, share your success stories. Share your things that didn't work well so we can learn from each other. But anyway. All right, thanks for going for the walk with me. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.